Hi there. Thank you very much, dear students, for joining me in today's session. My name is Hameed Asghar, and on behalf of Institute of Freelancing on Facebook and YouTube, plus 72,000 followers, I welcome you all. The topic which we are going to discuss is what exactly is logo and how can you be a logo designer. So logo is in fact the demand or the desire or the need of almost every company which is either online or offline, working from anywhere around the world. That is one of the most basic demand of almost every company, and they need at least someone to do this work for them. It can be you or it can be anyone else. So I just want that with the help of this one class today we are going to hold, you can very easily start your career as a successful logo designer. I'll explain you the complete process from where you can get started. What are the most simplest ways by using them you can very easily create any type of colorful logo for yourself, for any of the company, for your company which you're working, or maybe if you're working as a freelancer, you can sell these services to anywhere in the world. So there are different type of logos which are available. So you need to understand those basic concepts first before we proceed to actual drawing or actual working of the logos. So what exactly is the first type is the emblem logos. These are called a kind of stamp type logos. For example, these type of logos which you might see somewhere around the world, and these type of logos, these are called the emblem logos, and in fact a pretty old kind of theory that is in fact comes with these type of logos. And usually in our today's era, in our today's world, probably these kind of logos doesn't work, but these are in fact the very old and very liked kind of logos. Then there's another form of pictorial logos. These are such kind of logos, for example, Twitter logo, Apple, WWF, and these kind of logos you can find out around the world, and probably these are the one which usually people like them and they want this type of logos for their businesses or for their companies. Then there is a third, that is the word mark. Word mark means only a probably one word or kind of a mix of one or two words that comes with something like this: H&M, Google, FedEx, and Sony, and things like this. These are called word mark logos. You can create any type of logos like this. Then more or less like the same is a letter mark logos. Letter mark includes means one or two letters, just H and P, maybe single word, maybe single letter, maybe more than one or two letters. For example, JVC, CNN, and PNG and NY. These kind of logos are called lettermark logos, and depending upon the client's requirement, you can very easily create these type of logos. Then it comes to the abstract logos. Abstract logos are like these type of things, where one of the most world known is the Pepsi, and then there's a Toyota, and then there's a Nike, and these type of abstract type of logos that you can very easily create with the help of the tools which I'm going to tell after this presentation. Then there's a third is the mascot logos. Usually you might have seen the KFC or Pringles or Wendy's and MailChimp, and these kind of logos comes with a mascot itself, and they becomes the brand identity, and people like these kind of logos for their businesses. It all up to you that what type of expertise you have and what exactly is the things which you can offer to your clients. Then the seventh one is the hybrid logos. Hybrid logos mean that you can combine emblem with the pictorial word mark logos with mascot, and abstract logos with the letter mark, and with the combination of two or three things, you can be make this the hybrid type of logos. Then the last, and I believe the most important, is the simple shape logos, which in fact nowadays people like them very much. These are just a basic type of shapes, comes with and just a single word inside in it. Maybe the example of this type is a Facebook, and Facebook that has a squarish, rounded square, and only the F marks inside this the shape. So these are called the simple shapes. And today we are going to start these type of logos with the simple shapes. The simple shapes include square and the rounded squares. You can opt any of them, then probably half rounded squares. Then there is an example of circles itself. People, the clients or the companies, depending upon their requirement, they like these kind of shapes. And then there's a teardrop circle, and this is something which I'll explain you the complete process, that how can you very easily create these kind of shapes and offer to your clients. Then there's a diamond shape. These are the basic shapes, plaque, and then there's a sun as well as a moon as well as a half moon, and these kind of shapes comes into this. Then there's a star. This is a seven-dimensional star. It can be a five dimensions. It can be a four. It can be three. Three comes with a kind of a very renowned brand in the world, that is the Mercedes Benz, that comes with a triangle type of star with a three corners. Then there is a triangle. You can use this type of basic shapes. But today we are going to start with the very basic shapes first, and that is the logos with a square. And the precedence of this sequence of this course would be that I'll explain you that how can you very easily create logos for yourself, for your companies where you're working right now, or if you're working as a freelancer, you can offer these services to the international clients as a freelancer. So I would like to start with the first and foremost, the most simplest equation, or the most simplest software. You can use them, and that's the Microsoft PowerPoint. And with the help of Microsoft PowerPoint, we will create these type of logos. So let's proceed to this type of logos. But before I start creating this logo, let me show you that when you move to the international market, there are numerous options. There are multiple projects which comes into this categories. And let me show you to give you more crystal clear idea that how many projects which comes and with this type of expertise required, and how much you can earn from these type of projects. So let's switch from here to the Upwork.com. Let me show you that what exactly are the projects which are coming up here. Upwork.com, you have just searched the logos, any type of logos. That can be a logo design, graphic design, logo Adobe Illustrator design, logo designer, anything like this. But the basic thing is the logos. So let's proceed to step by step that what exactly is the client demands. The first and foremost here is the brand name and the logo for the new e-commerce project urgently needed, and the hourly rate you can see by yourself. The client is from Germany, and it asking for the logo. Then here is 22 minutes ago, there was a job from China. The client has spent $30,000, and the company name is Wholesale Ideas. So this is the key point from where you can start brainstorming yourself. You can start getting coming up with the ideas, discuss this thing with your client, that what type of, it would be a word mark logos, it would be a letter mark logos, or it would be an abstract logos, what type of logos which they want. So based on that, right now it says it's a text-based logos. Design a text logo. So here is the text, Wholesale Ideas. So based on this, you have to come up with the best thing which you can offer to your this client. and very low budget for this project. But let me assure you, once you started, there are 22 minutes, 29 minutes, 31 minutes, 46 minutes, 49 minutes, 58 minutes, and then there's a 1 hour. 1 hour. So you see, during this 1 hour, there are more than one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, more than 10 projects coming on per hour. So that will give you a lot of boost. If you apply against these type of jobs, if you apply on hourly basis, you can earn this much. If you go for the fixed price job, probably that comes with a little bit lower, but this is probably very lower. And here, have a look at this new brand cloth designed by myself, and project is from Serbia, and the estimated budget is $2,000. This is, I assume, is not correct. I believe this is way too high. This is almost, this seems quite relevant and quite understandable to me. A logo comes up with 20, in between 20 to $100. That seems it falls in our category. However, you can try your luck. You can go for the higher sites also. But I would say, based on these kind of project details, you can join Upwork.com and as well as the Fiverr.com. You can create your own gigs, and the things which I'm going to tell after this is how can you create these type of logos by yourself, uh, with having zero idea that how can you start. So let's proceed to the Microsoft PowerPoint first, and then I'll show you that the first and foremost, the most simplest way to create is PowerPoint, and then we'll proceed to the other softwares also. So the most simplest way to create a logo is sub PowerPoint. That doesn't require as such any expertise at all. You just need to, because today's topic is creating a logo from a square. So the most simplest and easiest way to create a square is PowerPoint. And let's proceed to the from the top menu, insert, and for the basic shapes here is a square. Square can be either of this shape, or any type of shape. If you want this to be absolute 100% height and width wise equal, you have to press the shift key, and that's how you proceed. Now, the basic colors you need to change this, and the outline you might need to be changed. So, for example, I'm not at all interested for this time of having outline colors. So let me double click, or let's proceed from the top menu to format and shape outline to no, and shape fill from this color. So I'm mainly interested in this type, right? So that's the basic things which I'm done. So for example, the client required is one or two basic words that needs to be placed inside this. And for example, let me edit this text and let me press F, and F stands for, if you might remember, the Facebook kind of logos. So you can just simply go and change or the size of this logo, and from here you can simply go and change the font family of this. So for example, now if you are interested to change the colors, very simple. Let's double click on this and let's change this colors from this to maybe this, and here we go. That's the most simplest way of creating logo. Now let me show you one more way. For example, that's the first example. I just thought I should give you an idea. Now let's have, with the help of control key, let me have a copy of this, and now you can change, you can come up with different type of variations that comes with this as a logo designer. For example, the variation says, as far as this text is concerned, you simply click this and change the shadow of this text. And here is the further details that's now has been added. And the other could be that probably you want something like the change of the colors, maybe something to something like, for example, let me select these both and bring this to almost at this stage. And now we can have another copy of this with the help of control key. Here is the third copy, Now we can change the colors, the background colors, the text colors, whatever you want to change, that can very easily be done. Further, if you're interested to change the background from this standard flat color instead of this flat color to a maybe gradient color, simply right click, format shape, and instead of solid fill, you can go for the gradient fill. So gradient fill allows you to form any type of color that you want that has to be placed inside this. For example, I'm interested to let me go to the shape 3, and instead of this, I just want that to be a very darkish shape. So a darkish would be something like this. Let me remove that the center point that is more whitish, and it would be something like this. So here we go. So that's the kind of shapes which in fact allows you that you can just opt any type of logos into Microsoft Power. So that's the first thing which I believe you can very easily go with. And then from here onward, you can proceed to the further options of creating the same type of logos in Adobe Photoshop as well as to Adobe Illustrator. So thank you very much, dear students, for joining me in today's session. I assume this very small uh, tip and tricks will actually helps you in creating any type of logos for yourself or for your clients. Hope to speak to you soon with the same topic, the logo with the square in Adobe Photoshop as well as the Adobe Illustrator. So thank you very much for joining me in today's session. I'll speak to you soon again into the next creative class. And up till then, take care of yourself and bye bye.